ABC 7 Bangor.
This is ABC 7 News at Noon.
One person has been arrested after a man was shot in Pleasant Point over the weekend. Good afternoon, I'm Susan Farley. Maine Maritime Academy held a vigil to remember the 4 students that lost their lives in Saturday's devastating crash. And the Wreaths Across America convoy has officially left down East Maine to head to Arlington National Cemetery, where wreaths will be laid on the graves of servicemen and women. Thank you for joining us. We'll have more on these and other stories in just a moment. First, let's check in with meteorologist Devin Biggs. Devin?
Hey Susan, happy Monday afternoon, the beginning of a new work week. And your first weather forecast brought to you by Lou G and Fredericks, across from Eastern Maine Medical Center, serving the greater Bangor area for over 65 years. Here we go, a couple of alerts in effect. Small cloud advisory is up until about 7 a.m. for you Tuesday because of gusty winds. And then more gusty winds look to move in soon, so a gale watch is up until 10 p.m. for you Wednesday. There will be an upgrade to possibly a gale warning as we do move forward, though. But for now, we're looking pretty good. In the southwestern parts of Maine, we have seen a little bit of development in the precipitation department, but outside of our viewing area, if anything, this cloud line here has been tracking to the south, so that does mean maybe a few clouds for some of you, but of course the system's moving away, so that means sunshine will be moving in as this gets out of here, so we'll be looking pretty good moving forward, but we will have our chance for some rain and snow on the way later on this week. So futurecast for today, we're not too bad, lots of sunshine, maybe a few passing clouds on the way later on in the parts of tomorrow morning. Tomorrow morning we will introduce more cloud cover, but the winds will be out of the north going toward the south at about 12 to 15 miles per hour. From time to time, maybe 10 to 15 miles per hour with lesser winds on land. The big idea will be, of course, near the shoreline, though, where there won't be much obstacles blocking that wind. But for today, though, upper 20s, mostly sunny and breezy. The north wind getting up to about 20 miles per hour. As for tonight, upper teens becoming mostly clear. The north wind getting up to about 5 to 10 miles per hour. In your hourly forecast for the rest of the afternoon period, a lot of sunshine, maybe a few passing clouds early. Temperatures in the 20s. Your full 5-day forecast, it's coming up. Susan?
Thank you, Devin. Police have a suspect in custody after a man reportedly arrived at the Pleasant Point police station after being shot twice. Saturday at 4:12 p.m., a man entered the Pleasant Point Police Department suffering from 2 gunshot wounds. Police say the incident occurred on the Middle Road in Pleasant Point. A man was transported to the Calais Community Hospital where he was treated for non-life-threatening injuries. Following an investigation, Abu Louis Abube Dana was taken into police custody for his alleged involvement in the shooting. Police say the investigation is ongoing. Dana is due back in court this afternoon. Maine Maritime Academy held a vigil to remember the 4 students that lost their lives in Saturday's devastating crash. Devin Dagnall has the story.
Communities all along New England are mourning the loss of 4 Maine Maritime Academy students. Police confirm Brian Kennelly, Chase Fawcett, Luke Simpson, and Riley Ingasio Cameron all died in a car accident Saturday morning on December 10th. The 3 other students traveling in the 2013 Range Rover were taken to the hospital for non-life-threatening injuries. Maine State Police say the group was traveling south on Route 166 when the vehicle left the road and struck a tree before erupting into flames. Many of the first responders who were on site at the crash were also MMA students.
As somebody who was on site at the event at about 0300 2 nights ago, I saw each and every one of our first responders. I want to pause and make a special note of gratitude and thanks to our first responders.
William J. Brennan, the president of Maine Maritime Academy, says that all finals have been canceled and counseling is being offered to all students, faculty, and staff. In wake of the tragedy, the Academy held a candlelight vigil at the center of campus on Sunday to honor those lost in the crash.
These young men were your classmates. They were your students. They were your friends. They lived in our town, they chose Castine, and they chose Maine Maritime, the Mariner family, in the Mariner way.
The memory of these young men lives on in the lives they touched, like the principal of Gardner High School, Chad Kempton, who says he knew Chase Fawcett since he was in preschool.
Going to MMA really speaks to who he was, a very motivated young man, very determined, goal-oriented, and obviously was going to be successful at whatever he put his mind to doing.
In Castine, I'm Devin Dagnall for ABC 7 and Fox 22.
A car wreck occurred in South Lincoln early Sunday morning. Despite incredible damage, the occupants of that vehicle were evaluated and released by EMS. According to the Lincoln Fire Department, there is a large section of guardrail missing over Pollard Brook. The DOT has been notified the area is in need of repairs. Dedham Camp is hosting an online charity auction in an effort to support disabled community members. Camp Capella is a lakeside summer camp that offers recreational and educational opportunities to disabled individuals. Auction funds will go toward camp admission costs, as well as campers are welcome to despite their ability to pay. Around $11,000 worth of items ranging from gift cards to vacations were donated from businesses near and far. Executive Director Melanie Dresser says she hopes to expand to a year-round camping option, but the organization is in need of a facility upgrade and 2 additional cabins. Dresser hopes donors and volunteers can help make dreams of a year-round camp a reality.
It's amazing. All of our campers, they love camp. This is their vacation. This is where they come. This is where they want to be in the summertime. They start putting in their applications as early as January.
Anyone interested in becoming a donor or just doing some easy Christmas shopping for a good cause should log on to campcapella.org. Coming up on ABC 7 News at noon, we'll take a look at the brand new transit center in Bangor. Don't go away.
At Firehouse Subs, we give you craveable subs that are piping hot and piled high. And a portion of every purchase helps give them the life-saving equipment they need. Order online or on the app for contactless pickup or delivery. Only at Firehouse Subs.
Big trucks rule the road. They're dangerous and they can cause big, bad injuries. But the big trucking companies don't stand a chance against me. I'm Jim with Lowry & Associates. If you've been hurt by a big truck, call the twos. We win for you.
Steaks and Stuff in Lincoln, your favorite local grocery store, wishes everyone a happy holiday season. Happy holidays from Moore & Fuel, now hiring drivers for this holiday season. Saliba's Rug Sales. See our selection of oriental design and contemporary area rugs. They are priced to sell. Saliba's wishes you a happy holiday season.
Portal Call in Bucksport is closing its doors after 17 years in business. All inventory is on sale, including Christmas jewelry, pajamas, socks, imports, including Harris tweed handbags, wallets and purses from Scotland, woolen scarves from Ireland, gloves, alpaca socks, scarves and hats. Also, all fragrance gifts, including Inish fragrances from Ireland, Man Bar soaps, hand-painted silk scarves, plush toys, sleep hoodies, and so much more. Perfect for Christmas shopping. Portal Call, 69 Main Street, Bucksport.
Oh, there's a narwhal.
This holiday season, get 2.9% APR for 48 months plus $500 trade assist cash on a new 2023 Forte.
This landlord was wrong to throw him out.
You knew he was there. You had accepted his rent. You had no right to evict him.
But when his possessions went missing...
She took everything I owned and gave it to a tenant.
Should he have asked his ex?
I didn't touch his things. Dusty moved all of his things.
You moved his things.
I helped. I was with my mom.
I'm her mom. What?
I'm her mom.
You gotta be kidding me.
Next, Judge Judy.
Monday at 5, only on ABC 7.
You're watching ABC 7 Bangor.
Bangor's Community Connector hosted a grand opening ceremony at the new Bangor Area Transit Center Friday. Organizers say this project is a long time coming. AJ Douglas has the details.
This means like a footprint on the ground. We have a place to be now.
Friday, dozens gathered to witness the official ribbon cutting for the new Bangor Area Transit Center at 25 Water Street in Bangor. The transit center will serve as a hub for the community connector that serves Bangor, Brewer, Old Town, Hamden, and Vesey.
Many passengers rely on the trademark red buses
to travel to and from work, school, healthcare appointments. So this is the day when we can celebrate yet another advancement for our region and for the great city of Bangor.
Riders will no longer have to seek shelter in a nearby parking deck to avoid harsh winter conditions or the blistering summer sun.
This is going to be the perfect place for people to wait for the bus and use the restroom, get some water and just move on to the next bus.
After 5 years of planning, project leaders say the transit's downtown location will spark economic growth for nearby business owners while saving riders a few bucks.
Having the transit center right here in the middle of downtown, I think is a great feature because that will just bring more people downtown and that will just help the whole community.
I don't usually use public transportation because I have a car, but I started a new job and I've seen a lot of people that have been using it, so I think it means a real lot to them.
With the fuel prices going up, we couldn't have asked for it opening at a better time.
The transit center will officially begin services on December 14th. In Bangor, AJ Douglas, ABC 7, Fox 22.
The Reads Across America convoy left from Harrington yesterday, stopping for a kickoff ceremony in Ellsworth. It then headed down Route 1, then to China. They will end their journey at Arlington National Cemetery. Upon arrival at the cemetery, there will be a wreath-laying service to honor the fallen servicemen and women. First responders from Machias to Berwick and many in between helped escort multiple tractor-trailer trucks full of wreaths on the journey south. We'll have an update when the wreath-laying ceremony occurs. After a recent spike in flu cases, doctors are advising everyone to get their flu vaccines to stop the spread. Matthew Jaroncic has the story.
With the holidays quickly approaching, it's a time where family and friends reunite, spend time together gathered around the fire, and trade many hugs and kisses. While this is the most wonderful time of the year, doctors are urging everyone to take the proper precautions.
We've seen a significant increase in not only just influenza or the flu, but also COVID-19 and RSV.
According to the Maine CDC, there's been a total of 110 flu hospitalizations this season, 63 recorded last week.
We're seeing a lot less people wearing masks. They're definitely congregating more than they had been before in indoor settings, and that's just a setup for respiratory viruses.
In order to combat the current triple-demic, Dr. Jeffrey Bauer suggests getting your flu shot.
People who get the flu shot are less likely to be hospitalized. They're less likely to get sick. The death rates decrease, and you get fewer of your friends and family sick if you get your immunization.
Both Dr. Jarvis and Dr. Bauer stress that young children and those with underlying conditions are at the highest risk of getting sick. For those who are on the fence on whether to get the flu shot, Dr. Bauer says there are many benefits.
It's actually the natural way to help prevent illness. It doesn't involve putting strange chemicals into your body to fight off an infection. What it does is it teaches your body what it can fight off, and it lets your body's own defenses protect you.
And while it is still possible to get sick after receiving the flu shot, Dr. Jarvis says it's the best way to protect the community.
When we talk about getting the flu shot, really what we really want to see is that not that we decrease how severe if you were to contract the flu, how severe your illness would be. We really want to keep those hospitalizations and certainly deaths down to as small a number as possible.
Matthew Jaroncic, ABC 7 and Fox 22.
After the break, doctors say antibiotics aren't always the right answer this cold and flu season. We'll be right back.
If you've been hurt in a car accident, watch out.
Watch out. The insurance company may try to tell you that you don't need a lawyer.
Watch out. The insurance company may try to settle before you're done with all your medical treatments.
Don't trust that insurance company after your accident. You could miss out on a lot of money. Call the twos and we'll watch out for you.
Lowry & Associates watched out for me and got me $275,000.
Call the twos. We win for you.
If you're hurt in an accident, what do? Call 222-2222.
When Mainly Mercantile wants to know the local forecast, they log on to foxbangor.com. Mainly Mercantile is a venue of small businesses. We are a diverse group offering upcycled furniture and home decor, vintage items, jewelry, DIY creative products, made in Maine items, and souvenirs.
Happy holidays from the crew at Muffler King Auto in Newport. Tuition-free college courses for high school students online at Maine's top-tier research university. Apply for spring, umaine.edu/early college. Happy holidays from Sear North Star Tours, offering the Quebec Winter Carnival in February and Annie the Musical February 25th.
Mad Cat & Company in the North Brewer Shopping Plaza invites you to host your next event with us. We are much more than just a bar. Our event room is designed to host any type of event, formal or casual. Family gatherings, birthday parties, corporate parties, club meetings, fundraisers, or weddings and receptions. We've got you covered. Our open floor plan can adequately seat 100 or more people, and we can assist you with food, drinks, and entertainment as well. Call or visit our website today.
Celebrate the season with Jeopardy! Little-known holiday facts. 5 miles of lights illuminate the Christmas tree at this center of New York City. What is Rockefeller Center? Did you get it? Let's try another one. Combine a breakfast item with an English ale to create the name of this holiday beverage. What is eggnog? Happy holidays from all of us at Jeopardy!
All this week at 7:30, only on ABC 7.
With so much at stake, more Americans turn here than any other newscast. ABC News World News Tonight with David Muir, America's #1 newscast and the #1 program on television.
A major breakthrough in the long-running investigation into the terror attack involving Pan Am Flight 103 that exploded over Lockerbie, Scotland. The man accused of making that bomb that brought down the passenger plane nearly 34 years ago is now in U.S. custody. He could appear in court as soon as today. Families of the victims who died in the attack are reacting to the news. ABC's Elizabeth Schulze has more from Washington.
Good morning. This was one of the deadliest terror attacks on Americans in U.S. history, and now the man accused of making the explosive device on that plane is set to face justice. After an investigation spanning more than 3 decades, this man, Abu Aguila Masood, is now in U.S. custody facing federal charges, accused of building a bomb that took down Pan Am Flight 103 over Lockerbie, Scotland. It was the deadliest terror attack ever on British soil, killing 270 people, including 190 Americans. Bert Ammerman's brother Tom was one of them.
He was 36, young. He didn't get to live his life.
On December 21st, 1988, Flight 103 was en route to New York from London. In the air less than an hour when an explosion brought down the Boeing 747. Everyone on board was killed, including a group of Americans from Syracuse University who'd been studying abroad. Debris scattering so far, 11 people on the ground also died. Masood was at the time known as the chief bomb maker for former Libyan President Muammar Gaddafi. Stephanie Bernstein, whose husband Michael died in the attack, telling ABC News Masood confessed to the bombing but to a Libyan authority, adding it wasn't clear that ever we could get him. Now, it's not clear how U.S. authorities brought Masood here to the U.S. He is expected to appear in D.C. federal court as soon as today. Elizabeth Schulze, ABC News, Washington.
Thousands of demonstrators gathered in Manila, the capital of the Philippines, on Saturday, marching toward the presidential palace to demand justice against extrajudicial killings and other atrocities under the administration of President Ferdinand Marcos Jr. 828 political prisoners have been detained as of November 30th. At least 25 of those are said to have been arrested after Marcos took office in June. At least 17 cases of extrajudicial killings have been documented, in addition to 4 other incidents of violence in which victims survived. Now to a startling death at the World Cup. Beloved U.S. soccer journalist Grant Wahl collapsing during the Netherlands-Argentina match on Friday after revealing he was feeling ill in his podcast. ABC's Will Reeve has the latest.
Through his work, Grant shared his love of football with millions.
This morning, a shocking tragedy at the World Cup. Renowned journalist Grant Wahl suddenly dying while covering a game Friday. In the waning minutes of the drama-filled quarterfinal match between Argentina and the Netherlands, Wahl reportedly collapsing in his seat. Paramedics reportedly trying to revive him on site before he was rushed to a hospital where he was pronounced dead. The cause of Wall's death still unclear. The 48-year-old, in many ways the voice of soccer in the United States,
maybe convincing Americans who didn't embrace soccer to embrace it was a bit of a harder sell,
was covering his 8th World Cup. His packed schedule of covering matches and recording his podcast Football with Grant Wahl wearing on him to the point that he visited a local health clinic.
My body, I think, told me, even after the U.S. went out, dude, you are not sleeping enough. And it rebelled on me.
Just one day before his death, Wahl mentioning his battle with bronchitis.
I'm coughing a lot that sounds like a death rattle sometimes.
His agent and friend, Tim Scanlon, had been worried about him.
I said we could back off the schedule. And he said, no, I can handle the work. I like doing the work.
And just 3 weeks ago, Wahl wearing this rainbow T-shirt to a World Cup game in Qatar, where same-sex relations are illegal, saying security initially refused to let him into the stadium.
An annual deadline for health care coverage is approaching for those without insurance coverage. The deadline to sign up for Obamacare is this Thursday. The health care law that came into effect in 2014 is to help uninsured in the U.S. It requires enrollment for coverage to start on January 1st. Those already with Obamacare will have it automatically renewed. For those who enroll after the deadline, coverage will not start until February 1st, leaving them uninsured for the month of January. Doing yoga can have all sorts of positive health benefits. Scientists at the Quebec Heart and Lung Institute say practicing yoga can help lower your blood pressure. Researchers did a study splitting 60 people into 2 groups. All were diagnosed with high blood pressure, doing either yoga or stretching exercises. Both groups had a drop in resting blood pressure and heart rate. Systolic blood pressure, the top number, dropped by 10 compared to just 4 for those doing the stretching. Antibiotics aren't always the right answer this cold and flu season. With more, here's Justin Finch.
Antibiotics only treat bacterial infections and can save lives when used correctly. But they do not treat viruses such as the common cold, flu, or COVID, which are more common than bacterial infections. The CDC warns that using antibiotics incorrectly can create antimicrobial resistance. This means a germ has developed the ability to defeat the drug designed to kill it. To prevent this, only take antibiotics if you need them, and exactly as prescribed, finishing the entire dose. If you experience side effects like severe diarrhea, are pregnant, or have a history of allergies to specific antibiotics, talk to your doctor to see what's best for you. Protect yourself from bacterial infections by preparing food safely, especially meat and lettuce, washing your hands with soap and water or using hand sanitizer, and staying up to date on your vaccines. These small steps can make a big difference in the fight against antimicrobial resistance and keep you and your loved ones healthier this holiday season. With this Medical Minute, I'm Justin Finch, ABC News.
When we return, Devin Biggs has your 5-day forecast.
If you're looking to buy or sell a home, chances are you have lots of questions. Norm Prouty has answers. Learn some tips and tricks and explore some beautiful homes on the market. The Norm Prouty and Donnell Baker Real Estate Show, Sunday mornings at 6:30 on ABC 7.
Big trucks rule the road. They're dangerous, and they can cause big, bad injuries. But the big trucking companies don't stand a chance against me. These companies have big insurance policies, and if you're hurt by one of these big boys, I'll fight to make them pay up for you. I'm Jim with Lowry & Associates. If you've been hurt by a big truck, call the twos. We win for you.
Hurt by a big truck? Come out on top. Call the twos. Call 222-2222.
When Raoul's Garage in Dover Foxcroft wants to know the local forecast, they log on to foxbangor.com. Raoul's Garage has been serving customers in the greater Dover Foxcroft region since 1946. Our goal is not just selling you a vehicle, but also giving you quality service to maintain your vehicle at peak performance.
Nana's Attic started many years ago for me. When I was a young fellow, I used to go with my grandmother collecting antiques and selling antiques. I went on many trips with Nana as I was fascinated with the world of antiques and the history behind old things. They remind you of days that have gone by, but spark memories of youth and hanging out with loved ones that are no longer with us. Now I've made that dream a reality. First with my Ellsworth Flea Market and now my own store, Nana's Attic and Then Some, located in the old Olympia Sports in Ellsworth, where you'll find treasures and antiques galore.
Friday nights are about to get wild for basketball fans. Friday Night Fast Break is your source for everything that is Maine high school basketball, highlights, and local analysis. It's the only show that hits every corner of Maine's hardwood hoop landscape, high school, college, and professional. Join us Friday night during basketball season for Friday Night Fast Break on ABC 7 News at 11. Brought to you by Coastal Auto Parts, your local Napa Auto Parts dealer with 29 locations, owned and operated by a Maine family that cares.
Welcome back. Let's check your full forecast with Devin Biggs. Devin?
Alrighty, happy Monday afternoon. Your full weather forecast brought to you by Scott's Recreation, New England's largest trailer dealer, home of Maine's lowest camper and tractor prices, with locations in Turner, Manchester, Herman, and Orono, Maine. Here we go. A couple of alerts in effect. This is a small craft advisory in effect along the shoreline until about 7 a.m. for you Tuesday. Probably in effect for the whole shore here with a gale watch up in front as well. And now we'll kick in once the small craft advisory is gone, because we're going to be watching for more wave heights that will cause us some issues as we head towards tomorrow. So I wouldn't be surprised to see a gale warning upgrade moving forward. We have an area of low pressure located further to the south, which gave us some clouds as well, and maybe some precipitation in southwestern parts of Maine. But now we're getting the clouds out of here. We're getting the system out of here, so things will be looking good for us moving forward. But otherwise, we're going to be watching this thing now, be tracking off towards the north and east in general. Now, going to send us some more precipitation as we head towards later this week, with a little bit of snow moving in from the north to the south and possibly mixing with a little bit of rain. High pressure will be the only thing this thing will have to mess with in a few areas. So future counts for today, the clouds get out of here. We'll see a lot of sunshine. More clouds trying to sneak in here as we head towards overnight time to parts of tomorrow morning. But here we go, that area of low pressure located right about in here, though, so it's kind of get its act together as well. It won't give us any major issues, but some snow will begin to develop as it begins to move in, but mainly some snow, maybe mixing with a little bit of rain from time to time as we head towards your Wednesday, mainly so Tuesday night. Wednesday starting off with snow, but maybe a little bit of rain in a few areas. Not a lot of snow, though, maybe 1 to 3 inches before we're all finished up. 1 to 2 inches will be the general idea. Isolated areas of up to 3 inches, but notice it won't be a lot, so nothing to get too worried about as we do move forward. Of course, a little bit of rain can mix in as well. This takes into account the snowfall, but measured in liquid equivalents. This is amount when you measure your rainfall with using your rain gauge. This is that general idea, combining that snow that would be melted down and any rainfall with that. So maybe 1/4 of an inch or less in the eastern parts of the state before we're all finished up there. And then, of course, gusty winds on the way, reaching up to around 20 to 25 miles per hour at times, mainly along the coast and on land as well. I'll back off briefly, but more wind on the way as we head towards tomorrow as that system begins to get closer. Wave heights are active as a result, ranging from around 7 even up to 13 feet according to some of the buoys out there. So things will continue to remain active moving forward with this area low pressure moving through. Average high being 36 degrees. We'll reach for the upper 20s today, the lower 30s Tuesday, close to 40 degrees, maybe stopping a little bit short on Wednesday and Thursday in the upper 30s, but remaining in the upper 30s Friday, Saturday, and also into your Sunday. Forecast for today, upper 20s, mostly sunny and breezy. That north wind getting up to about 20 miles per hour at times. Later on tonight, upper teens becoming mostly clear. The north wind getting up to about 5 to 10 miles per hour. More clouds move in tomorrow. Lower 30s, partly cloudy and breezy. The northwest wind getting up to about 25 miles per hour. Scott's Recreation extended forecast. More rain and snow showers possible on Wednesday. Highs close to 40 degrees. We become mostly cloudy on Thursday. Highs close to 40 degrees as well. It will be in the upper 30s on Friday. More rain and snow showers moving in.
The Artemis 1 spacecraft has returned to Earth. The spacecraft completed its mission on Sunday, splashing down in the Pacific Ocean off Mexico's Baja California Peninsula. The unmanned test flight around the moon lasted 25 and a half days. It traveled 239,000 miles between the moon and Earth, traveling at 32 times the speed of sound. NASA says the re-entry step was among the most important and dangerous legs of the mission. NASA officials say the process was, in a word, textbook. That's all for ABC 7 News at noon. Thanks for watching. I'm Susan Farley. We'll see you this evening with Peter Dubois and Beth Jones on ABC 7 News at 6. Have a great afternoon.